Is your aim always like this? After playing a game of Apex, do you feel like this? Would you like to improve your aim? Then this is the video for you. I know the video is very long and very extensive, but I wanted to give something to the Apex community. I think there are a lot of tutorials out there that are very good, but they are not specific enough. They don't go into the details. And if you want to go into the details, if you really want to improve your aim, this is the tutorial you want. Because it goes into every single detail you need to know. And if you are missing some, or if you like, I want you to do this weapon or that weapon, or I want you to make it shorter, please comment down below what you want me to change on it, and I'll make sure to make a new video in the future. I'll go over the light weapons, heavy weapons, shotgun, every weapon out there, and this will be a weekly upload. I upload videos every Thursday on YouTube, and I stream every Tuesday and every Saturday. So please like, subscribe, go to the other channels as well, and I'll see you later in the Cheetos. Roll the logo. So today we're here with Jesus Hammer Time. He wanted to learn more about Apex, wanted to become a better player. I've been playing with Jesus for quite some time. I mean, I'll even roll a clip up right now about how stupid the both of us are. Yeah, just roll the clip. Let's go there. Can we go there?
You don't have the spine to land there.
I am curious. So here we are, in this particular moment in time, collectively feeling this formidable triple threat of fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Oh, I'm not afraid.
Nope.
Technically, we landed.
Thank you, Apex. Thank you. He is an under-average player. I'm kind of an above-average player. I'm not a pro one, but I'm going to get him to that next level. That's the case of today. So,
Yeah.
first things first. Now, for other people that do have a problem with aiming, there is a very, very, very important setting in this game, which is called field of view. Now, if you go and press escape, you go to settings, you go to video, there we go. And you'll see a setting called field of view. Now, most players are playing on, like, let's say 104. And I'll show that to you right now, how that looks. So you have a bigger field of view, so you can see more. But the moment you're going to look through a scope, so you're gonna see it might be a little bit harder to aim. Now, you think, like, yeah, I can clearly see him, there's no problem with it. But I'll show you now, if you change the field of view, not to like 104, but you change it to like 84. Now, the moment you apply this, you'll see it's way more clear. Now, I'll put a comparison in the video where you will see the two different kind of views, and you'll definitely see that the lower your field of view is, the more clearly you can see the enemy. While if you put a field of view on a higher rate, then it's better to see globally and you can track more enemies, but it's harder to aim because you're less focused. So my personal preference is to have a low field of view, because I actually play around 80, around 84. But do watch out once you start doing this, because the first time you change this setting, it will really be like if you're like very close to the screen. It's really weird the first time you do it. So I don't know, what setting are you currently playing on, Jesus?
At this moment, I have a field of view of 90.
90. Well, just to test it and just to see like if there's any big difference, try to change that to 70. Now that will be way too low, but just try to change it so you see the effect of the field of view. If you change it to 70, right? You're gonna see like, okay, wow, you're suddenly very close to the screen. I think that's the feeling you'll have the first time you'll do this. Now,
Yeah, absolutely.
what you will also notice is that if you're now gonna aim, because let's say you're sitting in this corner over here, like right there, I want you to shoot this enemy 1 bullet, turn around, then shoot this enemy 1 bullet, and then this enemy 1 bullet. And then turn around back to the first one and shoot him with 1 bullet. Now you'll see you'll get motion sickness. You're not adjusted yet to that setting, and the moment you're trying to like change quickly, you're going to see that you will feel a little bit motion sickness. It's what I had it as well. The moment I changed from 104 to like 80. But the improvement of aim I had just by changing that setting, it was amazing. I had a specific problem. I did not have a problem where I could not get the recoil pattern under control, but you can clearly see like that there's no problem with that. But I had a problem the moment I was further away and I couldn't really see the enemy anymore. That for me, looking through the rectangle, it was hard. It was really hard. So lowering your field of view can really help with that. So I would definitely experience with that one first. So what's the best way to see what field of view is the best for you? I would say choose yourself a gun you are familiar with or you want to become familiar with. I think that is the best thing to do right now. Let's say take a normal scope. And I would say take the HCOG Classic over here. I just want you to stand, let's say, over here in this corner, right there. And I want you to aim at me. Now, it's very important to know if you're aiming at me right now and you're looking through your scope, are you able to track my face? And are you able to track it easily? Are you able to just follow it because I'm just moving around? It's important that you know where I am and you can shoot me at all times. Now you can try and shoot me. See if you can shoot me. Okay. So that's good. So you shot me a couple of times, actually died. That means that normally you should not have any problems with aiming. Now, for Jesus, I would say just try it out for a while, see if it's better, if it's not better. You will find a setting here that is good for you, but the only way to really test this is by going in-game, changing the field of view settings, going to public game normally, tell your teammate, like, hey man, I am changing my field of view, so sorry for miss shooting or whatever, but yeah, you'll get the point. Next point, it's DPI. Now, there is a setting you need to change in Apex Legends, which is a certain command you have to give in. Now, I'll show you right now, probably. So, Julio, if you're watching this video, show them how to edit a certain setting. But there is a setting in the Origin client where you go to your Apex Legends game, you click on properties, you go to the command line interface, and you paste this certain command in there right now, which will make your mouse movement use raw input. Raw input is way better than just any of the acceleration, because if you go to settings and you go to mouse and keyboard, you will see that there is mouse acceleration. Now, what is mouse acceleration? Mouse acceleration is if you are looking in between two enemies, so let's say this enemy right there and this enemy right there, the moment you move your mouse, the faster you move your mouse, a multiplier will be applied on the movement, what is happening on screen. Making, let's say you do a left swipe from this enemy to this enemy, but you do it faster, it would mean that your mouse would have traveled less distance if you will do it faster or slower. Meaning that your aim cannot be improved on that, because then you have to know like how slow are you going. What raw input does, it removes that modifier from acceleration, meaning that you can now train your muscles the distance between this character and this character. Now, what's important when you are choosing your DPI and you are choosing your mouse sensitivity? So, what you mostly want to do, or I had a very good explanation on a person on YouTube that was playing a CSGO, that was doing a CSGO training for people on how to improve on aim. And he did two things. He was both wrist aiming and arm aiming. Now, how did he do that? That's pretty easy. What I want you to do is hold your mouse just where it is on your mouse mat. And I want you to just use your wrist, don't use your arm, and aim fully to the left, and then aim fully to the right. Now, that's the range your wrist has for being very specific. Now, what I don't want you to do is to over-tensify your hand. I want you to just have your hand be like, okay, that this is good. It's not that I'm aiming too far. I'm really trying to aim to the left. That's not what you want. You just want to have like, okay, I can aim left, I can aim right. That's your focus area. Now, your focus area, and this is a good one. You go to this character, you walk back in a straight line, and if you're in between this gun over here, and you're in between this gun over here, you aim to that thing over there, and if you go to the left, and you go to the right, you want to be able to shoot these two. You see these two on the right? That's your focus area. Now, the moment you have that should be your DPI. If you're going further or if you're going lower, then you should change your DPI so that if you go to the left with your mouse and you go back to the right with your mouse, that you have this area of effect that you can aim on. Now, why am I saying this? Because that's your focus area. So let's say that I have this enemy over here. I can switch, I can immediately go to the right and then immediately go to the left. That's what my focus area is. Now, the moment, because you saw this one is easy, this one is easy, but the one on the right, like, I can't go there. Like, this is the maximum I can go. You want to start arm aiming. So let's say I go here to the guy on the left, go to the guy there. I start arm aiming. I put my arm back in its normal position, and now this is my area. So I can start having a better aim right there. So to explain this mathematically, you want to have a certain angle with your wrist. If anything goes outside of that angle, you want to arm aim outside of that angle and then compensate that with your wrist aim to go back quickly. And I think that's a pretty good standard one to have for two reasons. Reason number one is people are just better with wrist. You have more control with it. I have more control with it. But reason number two is their mouse pads aren't that big. Like, some people have very big mouse pads and they can travel like the Olympian world or whatever with that mouse pad. Mine is not that big. So if you're doing the both wrist and arm aim and you're constantly compensating, you don't need a big mouse mat with it, and it's fairly easy to do it like this. So if you're choosing a DPI and you're choosing a mouse sensitivity, I think it's important to put your mouse sensitivity in-game on 1. Put it on raw mode by going into the settings, going into properties like I showed in the beginning of the video. But also choose a good DPI where you can go to the left and the right, do the wrist aim, and then when everything that's outside of that region, you do an arm aim, and then you use your wrist to compensate whatever you overcompensated there. Post-production Jnacho here. There's a very important setting that I did not mention yet, and you have to look at that setting. If you're looking at your arm and you're going to the left and the right, try to use different scopes. And there's something you'll notice. If you're using a scope, which is like 2x scope, 4x scope, 6 or 8, you'll see that your aim will go not as far as you should expect it to go. So you need to up the number just a little bit. What's the best thing that you can do? The moment you go into your settings, you go to settings, you go to mouse and keyboard, and then you're going to go to ADS, mouse sensitivity. Now you can make one per optic to have a different sensitivity. And I would say put everything except for the one-time scopes on 1.2. And you'll notice that with a scope, your aim will improve a lot, just because it's going to travel the same distance if it's using a one-time scope. What you want to do is get your muscle memory really to get this under control, and that's how you'll get better. Now, if 1.2 is not working for you, don't worry. Aiming is a very personal preference kind of thing. Just know out there that if you are going to improve on your aim, make sure to change that setting as well. Because people forget about it, you start using scopes and you'll feel like, hey, I'm not improving that much anymore. It's because your muscles just don't know what to do, and it needs to be exactly the same. So don't just focus on the one-time scope. Focus on all of these scopes and try that setting as well. What is your personal preference? That's important. If you train your muscles, it's kind of like Ultra Instinct from Goku. You know exactly where to go. That's how the pros do it. Like, if you're flicking, let's say I'm flicking between these three things. I know the distance. And you'll see that I'll have a little bit of trouble shooting between all three of them. But the moment that you do this for a while, your muscles start adapting to it, and you will very quickly see that you are able to snap between all 3 points of them without really doing any effort at all. This is a fun test. You first shoot this one on the left, you then go to the far right, you go to the left, right, and then you do it all over again. Just to check how fast you can snap. Now the first time you'll have some trouble with it, don't worry about it. And try to shoot him in the head. Always aim for the head.
Alright, let's recalibrate him.
Okay, so it's very good what you're doing. What you're doing right now is you're focusing on accuracy. Accuracy is the most important thing to have. Like, there's no point in being fast and doing everything and not hitting anything. Your accuracy is the most important thing, and then you crick up the speed. So what you're gonna do is really focus on accuracy, but then the next thing you're gonna do is focus on speed as well. So really being able so that they just pop up and you have to shoot them. That's when you know you're faster than them. So what you need to do, there can only be one target up at a time, and then you're being fast enough. So I would say try doing that again, but only let one target be on the time, so that you have to wait on the targets.
I'm already too slow.
Yeah, so just practice on it. You'll see it. It will get better. It will definitely get better. Now try to keep aiming on the head, because sometimes you don't aim on the head.
Missed.
And now you'll start to feel like, okay, you're really getting pressured because you want all of those things to be down, and you'll get stress around that. So always try to focus on accuracy. Make sure you're hitting every single shot that you're doing, and then crick up the speed slowly. Because what you want is you want your muscles to remember, okay, what's the flick that you have to do. And the moment you have that flick under control, you'll see that it will get better over.
Here we go.
You almost have it, man. You almost have it. There we go. There's only one up. You almost had it. You almost had it. So if you're going to, we're doing a comparison right now, okay? So if you're going to look at Jesus the very first time, because I have that content and I'll probably show you right now, and we'll show the Jesus that just did this, you will notice that there's a difference. Like there were 3 or 4 of them up, while now he was just at the brink of having one up at all time. So just by doing this little test, you'll see that he has already improved just a little bit. Now, there is one important thing, and I don't know if people have noticed this, but during the flicking, you saw that sometimes he had to shoot a couple of bullets before he could do anything. Now, here comes a very important part in the guide, which is recoil patterns. Now, he's using a gun, which is the Spitfire. I find it actually very well that he chose that gun himself, because he likes that gun. He's just like, wants to shoot everything. So he likes to do that. But there is something very important with the Spitfire, and that's the recoil pattern. It has the hardest recoil pattern of all guns in the game. So congratulations, you chose the hardest gun. But I'll show you now how that recoil pattern is actually working. Now, what I suggest before you do this test is you get yourself the gun you want to test. You also get yourself a Kraber. Now, why do you need to get yourself a Kraber as well? Because you can measure distance with the Kraber. You can immediately tell if it's 20 meters, 50 meters, 100 meters, or like non-existent. But the Kraber is very good to check on, okay, what distances can I fight with this gun? And I'll show you how important that is. So what I want you to do right now is get to this block over here. You get on top, right in this corner, right there. On top, yeah. You look straight forward, and you shoot this wall over here. But not just shoot it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna aim down sights, and you're gonna just hold the left mouse button without doing any recoil distancing. So what I want you to do is just show the recoil that this gun has. And the first bullet, I would say, shoot the first bullet here. And then just keep on holding the left mouse button. And do not do anything, just hold it. Now, what you'll see now, this is the recoil pattern that you have to follow, or you have to counter for it to stay in the middle. So let's say that I'm gonna do this again. So I'm gonna switch positions with you for a second.
Yep.
If I'm gonna do this again and I'm gonna shoot on the left, let's say that this little hole over here, this is an enemy, this one. What I need to do is I need to perform the opposite path of what my friend Jesus just put on the wall. So if I'm putting the opposite path of what's happening here, I should be able to headshot this person constantly. Now, you'll notice it's hard. It's very hard, because this circle was way smaller than my pattern over here. But this thing on the top, that's what you have to counter. Now, we are on a distance, because you can measure that with the Kraber. We are on a distance of 7 meters right now. Now, let's up the game. Let's go to this corner. Do it again. So, you are going to stand in this corner right there. And what I want you to do is I want you to shoot your first bullet right here. That's where I want you to shoot your first bullet. Just do this exact same thing. Just hold the mouse button by shooting your bullet there and don't do anything. Now, what you're going to see, look on the pattern on the left and look on the pattern on the right. Now, you'll see that there is a very big difference between the two of them. The further you go, because here we are at a, let me check quickly, we are at an 18-meter distance, you'll see it becomes harder. So what I want you to do right now is try to get this pattern like I did with this one over here. Try to shoot every single bullet in this hole. Try to do that by countering the pattern.
Let's give it a try.
Okay. Now, what you'll see, it's like there's only let me just calculate the difference quickly. So here we are at 7 meters, and here we are at, I think it was 11, right? Oh no, 18. So that's like let me count quickly. Let me do the math, do the quick math. That's like 12 or 13 meters difference. But look how hard it is. Look how hard it is to get it just in this little hole, while here it was easier. So you'll see that distance will definitely have impact on whatever that you're doing. So the moment you are further away, the recoil pattern will change as well. So if you look on the pattern on the left, it's quite easy to just follow it. But the one on the right, you really have to cover a lot of distance with it. You have to have every single individual bullet follow it. It's hard, and we know it's hard. So now I want you to do and try this again from this same distance. So you stand here in the corner. I want you to shoot this hole over here. But instead of just holding the left mouse button after every 5 bullets, stop holding the button, so like this. And spray with it. Just in that hole to see if you can control those 5 bullets.
Let's give it a try.
Now, what you'll see, you can stop for a minute. What you'll see if you come close, your aim goes a little bit to the left top. You can see that. So what you need to do is compensate more by pulling your mouse to the right button. Because you have, I think, a good aim from top and from left to right. Well, not really. Well, your right and under aim is pretty good. But it's your left and top that needs to change. So what you need to do is pull down on your mouse just a little bit more and pull a little bit to the right with this gun. And I would try it again. I would try shooting this hole over here now. Okay, I think that's good for now. So, if you're going to compare these two right now, you'll actually see that there are more bullets in the hole because you pull down more. but you're still going too far to the right. So you need to pull down even just a little bit more and a little bit more to the right. And the moment you start doing that, you will definitely have better accuracy on it. You know what's actually funny, and I didn't know that I'm Bangalore and I'm teaching you how to shoot, because she's also always telling people how to do stuff.
Well,
This is actually...
well,
This was not planned at all, by the way.
well, I'm nicely represented by my character because I always have a smile on my face.
Oh, that's good. Well, you know that she does. Share your smile. Share your smile. So I would say get back in this corner here. Yeah, right. That's perfect. And let's shoot the first hole over here, which is this one. Now, try to burst like this. And try to compensate more to the right and to the bottom. So really pulling your mouse down. Yeah. Okay. Now you can stop for a second. Now if you come close, what you'll see is that your left and right is totally covered. Because you're pulling good to the right now. The only thing you're doing right now is you're pulling down just a little bit too much. So if you are pulling down, you have to look at... If you're looking at your rectangle, if you just aim at the wall, you'll see that your gun goes up and down without doing anything. That's like the little sway that it has. Now, if you're shooting, what you want to do is you want to keep track of the wall itself. You do not want to keep track of the rectangle. You want to keep track on the wall and make sure that the little red dot that is on your scope, that is always meeting the wall. Because actually, that's how you're going to start to target the recoil pattern. It's not like you need to know the recoil pattern by heart. It's actually good that you know the recoil pattern because you know when to pull left, you know when to pull right. But the most important thing that you have to do is watch where the rectangle goes and just pull it down or pull it to the left and the right. So it just aims at where you want to aim it. And right now what you're doing is you're aiming a little bit too high and a little bit too low. So your left and right is good. Now you just need to get your top and bottom under control. So I would say do it again. And now shoot the hole over here, this one. Okay, you can stop for now. Now look how perfect this one is in comparison with the right one.
Beautiful. And it really helps. I must say that if you counter the recoil and know your weapon, it really helps.
So it's really all about like making sure to look at, okay, what am I doing? What is the thing that you want to do? I think these holes are perfect to test it. And you can see as well, like just with an 11 meter distance increasing, that you need to stop like doing this, but you need to start doing this. Because you'll have way more effect from far away if you start just bursting your bullets instead. Because now we're going to do an ultimate one, and you'll see why it's called the ultimate one of this stone. Just stand on the ground. You don't have to stand on top of it. You can just stand on the ground, yeah. Now look at the wall, and you'll see that now you're on a 53 meter distance. Now, what I want you to do, because that will make it a lot easier for you, I want you to just aim right above my head. And then just hold the left mouse button while you're aiming and see where the pattern goes. So that we can see the pattern from 53 meters away. So I would just say, go for it.
Can you put an apple on your head?
Yeah, just give me a second. I'll get an apple. Just a second, Ra. Oh, just a second. I'll be right back. Take one. Watermellon on my head. There we go. Okay, it's on my head. You can shoot now.
I think I missed.
Yeah, I think you missed too. So, you see that the further you go away, like the pattern just changes immediately. Like it went above the wall. So what you want to do is the moment it increases per 11 meters, which is around here, you just want to shorten the kind of bursts you're doing. Because right now, I want you to do a test. I want you to stand in the same corner over here. I'm gonna get my melon. And I want you to shoot this hole. Do you see the hole right above me?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I have the Kraber, so I can see.
Okay. Now, I want you to shoot that hole right above me with your Spitfire, but I don't want you to use like 5 bullets. I want you to use like 1 bullet, but do it like this. That's the speed that you want.
3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, I have to look at it, otherwise it doesn't register. Okay, I would say come and take a look. Now, if you're doing this alone, this is the reason why you have a Kraber, because then you don't have to run over here and take a look. You can just use a Kraber. But as you can see, your bullets are pretty good in the beginning, but after a while you started shooting, the bullets went up and the bullets went down. So I think your left and right is pretty good right now, because we focused on that in the previous round. But where you have to pay attention to the longer the distance is that you have to pull more down and pull more up. So we can do one last test, because then all the holes are gone. You see this little one over here?
Yep.
Yeah,
that one.
I would say try it with that hole as well. And I'll tell you if you need to pull more up or more down. That's good. More up. Yeah, that's good. Down. Up. Down. Up. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, down again. Okay, so do you notice what is going wrong?
Yeah. Suddenly I get recoil, but I shifted in way too much up or way too much down.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? What I think you have an issue with is the first thing that we said in this video. It's your field of view. Try changing your field of view to, let's say 80, and then we'll just up the view more. Change it to 80 and try it again. Just a little bit more down. Still a little bit more down. That's too much down. Now that's better. That's becoming better. Just a little bit more down. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's perfect. So you see that your weapon is swaying. Like, you don't want to focus on the red rectangle of the weapon. You want to focus on the wall behind the rectangle. And you want to keep it at this position right here.
Focusing on the muzzle.
Yeah, so what I think you are doing is you're focusing on the red dot, while you should actually be focusing what's behind the red dot. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that every time you shoot, the red dot goes to the thing you are focusing on. Because if you're just focusing on the red dot, well, your focus will change as well. So you have to look behind the red dot. That's where you want to look. Putting in the hole right there, okay? Now, what happens with you is this happens with you, okay? So when you're shooting, you'll shoot there. And you'll see that that's the top. So what you need to do is you need to pull down more. So your rectangle really is aiming at whatever you're shooting at. And you need to time your shot. Like, your gun will go up just a little bit, and you need to time your shot each time it goes down again. Because where you are aiming is mostly here or mostly here. And that's just because the timing of your shot needs to be exact. And that's why I'm saying, like, this needs to be your shot time. Because that's the time it takes for your shot to go back to its normal position. And then in that time, you have the time to sway your weapon to the correct direction. Now, we are aiming for from a very long distance. Of course, you have a little bit of trouble with the very long distance. So what I always advise is first try to get this one under control, that you can actually do this. Then go to the next level, which is this one. So you go on top of this one, then try this one. And then there's one in between, which I like to use, which is here. So you can stand right behind this thing over here. And then you are on, let me check quickly, on 42 meters. So this is a good one as well to just increase distance and then just shoot yourself a good hole. Now I'm gonna see how good I did. I don't think I did well. Yeah, that was not that good. But you have to go on burst fires after a certain distance. And the moment you up your distance more, you're going to see that it becomes easier. Now, we are using the hardest weapon in this game right now, which is the Spitfire. You cannot have a worse recoil than this. Now, I want you to pick the Alternator for a second. Because in my opinion, it's the easiest one where you can learn how a recoil pattern works. Now, you can use the same wall over there. I really recommend using the same wall, but just because we don't have to log out of the lobby again, log back in, we're gonna use this one over here. Now, what you'll notice if you shoot this one, and I'll show you. There's two things you have to do with the Alternator. You have to pull down immediately because you see the bullets go up. But you have to do like, the bullet first goes left, so you go right with your mouse. Then the bullet goes to the right, you go left. So you have to do left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Or, no, right, left, right, left, right, left. That's what you have to do. So the moment you start shooting someone, you'll see, for instance, the character behind you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it takes 9 bullets to kill a character. The moment you are going to pull down and do right, left, this will happen. So you can kill an enemy very quickly with the Alternator. It's a very easy pattern to understand. And I think that this gun should be your base gun to know how a recoil pattern works. Once you have the Alternator under control, you can go with whatever weapon you want. But do this one first, and then you'll definitely increase your chance with other guns as well. So I would say try it for a second.
I can feel the recoil just going up, skyrocketing.
Yes. So once you have that under control, because you have to pull down on your mouse, and you have to go right, left, right, left, right, left, constantly. It's like, no offense to Parkinson patients, but it's like you have Parkinson. Like, do that with your mouse. If you're doing that with your mouse, you're doing it right with this Alternator.
It's like petting a dog.
Yes.
Apparently, I'm a very bad dog owner.
But you'll see that it will go better and better after a while. So because now you're killing him with a full clip, while before you had to reload first.
Out of ammo.
Now, this is what you want to practice on. So practice on the Alternator. Then after, choose a gun of your liking. And definitely look at that field of view, because you saw that the moment Jesus changed his field of view from 90 to like 80, his aim improved just a little bit, because he could see behind the red dot. You don't want to look at the red dot and see like, okay, no, you want to look at behind the red dot and make sure that you point the red dot right where you're aiming at. And having that field of view lower will increase your accuracy. I can show you why it's so hard for you probably to get this recoil pattern under control, and I'll do it like this, okay? Random wall. I'm gonna shoot some bullets. Someone is calling me, but I'm not picking up. But I'm gonna shoot some bullets, okay? So I want you to stay close to this wall, like I just did. And I'm gonna shoot a certain pattern. Just give me a second. Oh, almost there. Okay, so what I want you to do, you see this little airplane that I just drew on the wall? I want you to stay at this distance, right here in the corner. I want you to look at the top one, so this one. And I want you to follow the pattern with your gun while you're aiming. And what I want you to do is I want you to follow the pattern as quickly as possible. So you start with the top one, you follow the pattern as quickly as possible, but know that your accuracy is the most important. If you're going out of that pattern, you're doing it wrong. And what you'll notice is the beginning, it's so damn hard to like not go outside, But the longer you're doing it and the longer you're going to follow that pattern, you'll see that it becomes easier for your hand to do that pattern because it's literally muscle memory. The moment it becomes muscle memory by practicing, by playing, that's what all the pros are saying. Just keep on playing. The moment you start playing more and you start paying attention to it, which is important, like, okay, I'm doing this with my hand. Oh, it's going to the top. I need to go more to the bottom. I need to go more to the right or more to the left. Perception. You're going to really notice, like, okay, I'm going more to the top. I'm going more to the left or right. You can make your muscles remember that by just practicing and practicing and practicing. And after a while, your aim will get better. It will get better. Because now, I think Jesus has been doing this for like, I think, a minute or two. I want you to try doing this one again. So shooting the dummy from up here. And now you have to go down. You have to pull down constantly and go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left with the alternator. Now you're aiming you're just aiming just a little bit too high. So what I would do is not aim on the top of the head, but aim on the chin. Try to aim on the chin. You see? Because what you are doing is what I notice in every shot that you made is that you always do a kind of over aim, meaning you're not pulling down enough for it to help you in your aim. So if you're aiming on the chin instead of the head right on top, that recoil will make sure that it already compensated for your over or under aim. So if you're aiming on the chin, as you can see right now, he can just kill the character with one clip and even has bullets left. You could do that actually. Okay, so you notice like how the first times he had issues killing them and had to reload a couple of times. He just took ammo, went back, and he was like, you know what, I'll just kill this guy. And he just killed him. And we're practicing for what, an hour now in total? So he's already improving a lot on this. I would do it once more just to prove to the viewers. I'm not gonna edit this. I said I'm not gonna edit this. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
Even in 2 shots.
2 shots, wow.
Wrong footage, different footage.
What is important as well, because Apex is not just about aiming on people their head that are standing still. You also need to aim on people their head while they're walking. So Jesus, I'm going to activate these bots. I'll show the people on the video how. I want you to get the best guns you want. I want you to have 1 alternator and 1 gun of your choosing. Pick as much ammo as you can. Pick 1 shield battery, 1 medkit. No, wait, 2 shield batteries, 2 medkits. Pick like the maximum you can get from everything. Choose whatever you want. And once you're ready, I'm going to activate these bots.
Alright.
So tell me just when it changes. Now, for the people that are viewing this video, there is a hidden setting to make these bots run around so that not we have to like toggle friendly fire and I have to start shooting Jesus, because who wants to shoot Jesus, right? He just rises up after 3 days. But these bots will do that for me. Now, how you can activate the setting, you have different kind of doors here on the right, and I'll show that to you right now. You go to the door on the far right. Let's get there faster. And there's a secret platform up here. Well, secret. It's not secret anymore. You'll just get on the platform. You have to stand right here. Throw away all of your guns, so you can have any inventory. Make sure everything is gone. You look down, you crouch, and the moment you look down and crouch, you just go change legend to whatever legend you want to be. Now, I'm gonna go back to Bangalore, and you will hear this little sound. Did you hear it? Did you catch it? And now you'll see that the enemies will start moving as Jesus just lost some health. These enemies start moving. And that's your next step. So the moment you have your gun under control, like Jesus had the alternator under control, now you want to start shooting against people that are moving. Bots that are moving. Because bots are not like people. And I'll show you why bots are not like people. A very important aspect in Apex Legends as well is bullet dodging. There we go. So, you need to start moving so that they don't hit you. So the shotgun is a tough one. Like, the shotgun, you'll see how hard it is to really dodge the shotgun. But for the rest, like, these bullets are not hitting me right now from a certain distance. And you'll see it becomes way harder if you need to hit an enemy. Like, even these bots with auto-aim can't hit me at this moment. So what Jesus needs to do right now is try and shoot him with the Alternator and see if you can kill them like you just practiced. Now, you see there's another factor here. Jesus is moving as well. So you have the moving target you want to shoot on, and you have yourself moving. And you all need to calculate that into your aim. So, how can you improve on that? It's play. And if it's hard to play online, or you get killed constantly, try to practice with these bots. Try to practice with these bots. They're pretty easy. You can just shoot them. And then the moment you are waiting for them to spawn again, take your armor quickly. It's faster than just reloading or having a med kit or something like that. So Jesus chose his weapons. We have a last thing how you can train yourself how to become better. Right in the middle. Okay. So here's where the last test will come. Jesus will be doing the last test you can do in this game, which is what I would like to call defend and conquer. Now, what is defend and conquer? It's pretty easy. You will go inside of this corner and you have only one objective. You cannot die, and no one can cross the following line. So this line over here, this staircase, if someone crosses this line, you have lost as well. Now, how do you start this game? It's pretty easy. You just go and look for the enemies. You shoot one bullet to them, so they know where you are. They'll come rushing you. Now, let's see, where are the other ones? Or there's only one. There's one, there's two. So they'll come and start rushing you. And now what Jesus is going to do is he's just going to shoot the enemies that are coming up. But he can choose what he's going to do. He can choose to let the enemies wait until they come up and then just shoot them there. Or he's gonna shoot them here as well and already start the fight before the fight is actually there. Why is this? This is prioritization. This will make sure that Jesus prioritizes enemies over other enemies, because he can shoot the other ones. He wants to kill as much as possible, but oh, watch out, this one is gonna cross the line. So you see that he needs to switch focus. Like, the moment someone is starting to cross the line or is going to get close to Jesus, he needs to change focus. And why focus is important? It's pretty easy. If you are shooting somewhere that is right over there, right at the back, but there's someone rushing you here at the staircase, there's no point in shooting the guy in the back. You have to shoot the guy that is in front of you, that is right next to you, wanting to kill you. Because if you kill this guy first, you still have a chance to kill the guy right there, but you don't have the chance to kill this guy here if you're shooting that one. So prioritization, what am I going to do? Who am I going to shoot? Those are important questions to ask yourself. Just don't shoot random. Know what you're doing. Know what you're defending. There is an extra setting to this use case, which is the following. He needs to have a lot of ammo, and he needs to have healing things. Now, at a certain point in time, you'll see that you'll have less and less ammo. So you have to start counting the bullets you're shooting. You have to start, okay, I have 30 bullets left. I can kill this guy over here, but I'm not going to waste the bullets on someone who is right over there. So you have to choose, what weapons am I going to choose? Am I going to go for two weapons that are just at medium range? Do I want one sniper rifle? Do I want one shotgun? Do I want whatever? You're going to need to choose a loadout that is good for all distances. You have to make sure that whatever you have in your inventory, you have to manage that inventory. Are you going to go for a lot of healing items? Are you going to get grenades? Are you going to go for a more ammo type of style? These are all things that you have to consider when you are doing this defend and conquer. And of course, you want to kill as much enemies as you want. Like, you need to kill the most out of this. Now, the extra setting we were talking about, because that's what we were going for, is the following one. Now, what we are going to do in the future is we're going to tell Jesus, Jesus, it's prohibited to heal yourself right now. And I know it's hard. I know you're the son of God. But don't heal yourself. And what we're gonna do right now is shoot Jesus a couple of times. Of course, when friendly fire is off. And now Jesus needs to fight all the enemies with that low health. Now what that will do is it will make you go into a certain mode of like, okay, I need to protect myself. I need to watch out that I don't push in too far. But you also need to make sure that you're just hitting the enemy where they need to be hit. You're not going out too far, you're protecting your health, you're protecting your life, and this is the mode you always need to play with. Because Jesus...
And here we go.
Down. So, here you see immediately why it's hard to do such a thing. Because you have to watch out right now. You have to watch out, really. Okay, so he's healing himself, so I'll protect the stairs for now. But you'll see that he was maybe a little bit too aggressive. He had to stay back. Like, you only have two goals. You have the goal to protect yourself, and you have the goal to protect the people that are coming upstairs. So what's the point of pushing right there or pushing right there? Because people can shoot you more. You just have to know, okay, the enemy's right over there. Can I shoot him? I can't shoot him, actually. But I have to watch out that they're not shooting me. So, pop in, pop out. Pop in, pop out. That's what you have to do. Watch out that they don't hit you. That's how you want to play this game. You want to be very conservative with your ammo. You want to be very conservative with what you're doing. Because right now he's here on the end of the staircase, but maybe he can go like a little bit over here because you can just pop up and you can crouch. And you have a perfect view on how to protect this staircase. So I think that's a really good way on how to improve every single aspect of your gaming, your aiming in Apex Legends, but also on your perception level. Where am I looking? Who am I focusing on? What weapons am I choosing? Let's say that his weapon is empty and he kills an enemy over here, but your ammo is empty. Switch weapons. If you don't have ammo, you can't shoot people. So you need to have something to aim with. In the beginning, focus on weapons that you are good with, but also focus on the P2020, for instance. Like, if you're in the beginning of a game, you only have a P2020, you need to be able to fight with that gun. You need to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna shoot this guy right there and he's dead. Because if you can't aim with the lower weapons, you're not always going to have the best weapon in the game. Of course, after a while, and if you have looted, you can kind of choose what weapons you want, but you want to master all of them. And that's going to take a while. You cannot just master every gun in a single while. Like, what weapons are you using right now, Jesus?
I'm using the Alternator and the Flatline.
Okay, so that's pretty good. Because he's focusing on those two weapons, and I think that those two weapons are pretty good weapons. You got the Alternator for, like, the range that is close and the range that is medium. And then you have the Flatline that can go for medium, close, and further away. So that's a good loadout. I think it's perfect. Are you using any scopes on the Flatline?
I am using the 3x Ranger, mid-range optic, and on the other one just the standard that we used earlier today.
Okay.
The HCOG Classic.
Okay. So there, you need to choose your loadout and just do this training for a while. It's just, I think, 10 or 15 minutes before you do anything. Start that training, start doing that. And you'll see that if you do that every single day, every single time, even if it's just 15 minutes, what you need to do is to make your muscles remember what the pattern is. It needs to remember how to do things. And the moment your muscles remember that, your aim will improve indefinitely. Now, we'll keep that improvement until the end because we're going to do an actual game with Jesus and see if we can actually become a champion. So. Oh,
I'm excited as well.
Are you excited to fly on a zip line?
I am.
Let's go. Let's go to the game.
Let's kill them all.
We had an extra friend join in because we need to test this on trios. If we win this game and Jesus has kills, I said kills, not kills, then I'll eat this watermelon. This watermelon. I'll eat it. The entire watermelon. That will be a video about me eating this watermelon if Jesus gets kills. I got your body. Let's fight another time, man. Let's pull back. Let's pull back. Because they're gonna rush now. Let's go inside here.
Oh my! No, 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 no. What?
Ah, that's gonna hurt.
Ah, he sneaked up on me.
Yeah, don't worry,
Oh
guys.
my
I'll come
God.
back for you. Because I have the feeling they're gonna be following me. Now I just need to get there unnoticed.
Don't worry. They have 45 seconds left.
Nope, 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 nope. I got you. Nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. What I have to
think
do
he
to
has-
save you guys.
Let me guess, you have a very sweaty bum right now.
They're still... I have sweaty hands right now, yeah. They're still following, I can hear them. Okay, the ring's here, so you guys, you gotta loot fast.
Loot and scoot.
So as you can see, the game is not just about aim, it's also about how you control the situation, what kind of things you're doing. You have very situational things and you want to get your team back as fast as possible. Of course, the rule was his aim had to improve, and we can't improve his aim if he's dead. Oh, look
Let's
at
see.
this, guys. And another blue one.
Their aim improved as well.
Oh no, they're already following the tutorial. That's not online yet.
How? Teach me, senpai.
Got an ult.
Okay, that's good. Because we have to use that station there. It's the last one. But you know, everyone will come to us, right?
Yeah.
Imagine me getting a kill now from a kick or a punch. His aim improved.
10 seconds.
There's a caustic in there, so don't run inside.
I can't.
5 hostiles. One very low. One down. Ooh, another one. Very good hit. I'm healing.
Oh my.
Can you gas up this place?
I've used my gas.
I'm just gonna wait for a second.
Too bad.
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm so dead. It's over. Fuck you. I'm not giving you the kill. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just pretend that we did just not say this entire thing and we're doing it again. So thank you, Rationify, to join us in this game with Jesus Hammer Time, where he just improved his aim by following the tutorial. And I just said, like, if we win the next game and he has at least 1 or 2 kills, then I'm going to eat this watermelon. Yes, I'm gonna eat that watermelon. So, it's the 3rd time we're recording this, but we're going to do like it's the first time. So if Jesus wins this game together with us and Rationify, thank you for joining, by the way, because I'm going to introduce you like 3 times now. I'm
No
gonna
props.
eat this watermelon.
Yes.
And if we're not winning, I'm just gonna show some footage where we are winning.
I'm definitely not a hack.
One thing for sure, I'm not dropping this round.
So yeah, we're recording it for the 4th time now.
12 hours later.
Laughs maniacally.
I think I'm just gonna eat this watermelon after a while, even if we're gonna win or
you'll,
not.
you'll just get hungry and just eat it anyway.
Just edit it in like 10 seconds. We're going to win. Oh, it's all up to you. Oh, we're going to do this. I got so frustrated. I needed to eat this watermelon.
I think my pizza's done.
I think you literally have to just watch this video a couple of times, Jesus, because you're not going to do this after one time. But if we are going to win a game together with you, that watermelon thing is still up. Let's end the video like this, right? As you can see, watching this video one time will not improve something immediately. You have to do this a couple of times. Practicing this will make you better after a while, but don't expect watching this video and then suddenly me eating a watermelon because Jesus is going to hit everything. But if I do another game with Jesus, and that's going to be on the live stream probably on Saturday if he's there, I will eat that watermelon. And you know what? I'll do it live. Wow, you made it to the end. Congratulations. Now, you can also join the Jnacho Discord where you can play with me as well and can get into the streams. Also, I stream every Tuesday and every Saturday on twitch.tv. And if you want to like me on Facebook as well, where we can have some conversations where I ask questions, definitely like me there. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell icon, which makes me a happy Jnacho. Always share your smile.